up to my YouTube channel. I'd like to thank everybody for coming to the channel. Like and subscribe and leave your comments, whether positive or negative. Much love and much respect to everybody out there. You know what I mean? Let me get a mic check. Y'all can hear me loud and clear. Let me know if y'all can hear me loud and clear. For sure. You know what I mean? I hope everybody's having a good day. Yeah, I know my disclaimer. I'm not a pastor, preacher. I don't hold any type of office in the church. So please do not lay claims of those titles on me. We're not here to violate any type of privacy guidelines or anything of that nature. You know what I mean? We're here to talk about a news story. A false prophet. You understand? One of these so-called mega preachers in these days who was arrested. Another one. Time and time again, you know what I mean? These so-called preachers out here always getting arrested all the time. And it's a blessing to have a platform where as though we can expose it to the people even more so. You know what I mean? To let others know that, you know, we're not cut from the same cloth as those fools out there who get arrested who call themselves preachers. You understand? So I want to know why, you know, those other false prophets who always got something to say about the truth of God and whatnot, why you don't talk about stuff like this? When you have a false prophet who was arrested for raping somebody in the church. You know what I mean? That's a bit more, listen, not a bit, but that's more serious, you know what I mean, than he say stuff here on YouTube. You understand? So shout out to everybody in the chat room, man. We got another live later, man. We got another live later. I set it up for 6:45. We're going to be talking about, you know, the teachings on water baptism by Gino. And those two individuals from yesterday who stated that they want to come on the StreamYard. I sent them the email. So they got the email. They got the StreamYard link. It's already up there. It's already pinned. Everything is already set up. You already know that 10 people to the max is StreamYard. Now I gotta set it up even earlier because it's gonna get packed and full. You understand? Even one time I couldn't even get in my own StreamYard at one point. You understand? So it's definitely appreciated that, you know, folks want to come on there and have basic conversation. I put out the video, Mr. Cartel Young. You know what I mean? All right? We're going to talk about this situation, you know, because I feel as though that, you know, folks need to know this type of stuff about false prophets in the pulpit who have a hidden agenda. You understand? Isn't somebody who's claimed to be a preacher supposed to be focused on preaching the word of God? Why are you worrying about little girls and little boys in the congregation to do wicked things to them? But you got a lot of these individuals out there that's in the pulpit that have a wicked mind like that. Their mind is wicked. You understand? Listen, they ain't concerned about teaching people the truth. You know what I mean? They cover it up with the word of God, but in their mind and their heart, they're looking at these little kids over here, our sons and our daughters. Let me catch one of these so-called preachers looking at my kids a certain way. You understand? You see how I hit that bag? You understand? You see how I hit that bag? You know? Don't let a 130-pound fool you. You understand? All right? What's up to Jonah? One of my channel moderators. Appreciate you. What's up to Paris? Courtney M says, I was reading an article where it mentioned he spoke in an interview about times he and his wife were having, marital problems. And he needed someone to fill his void. He says, paraphrasing. So, wow. I'm going to stop it right here. I'm going to go to the story. All right? Now, when folks come in here later and they tend to ask, what y'all talking about? The title is right there. Let them know that. You got some folks that come in 30 minutes later. What y'all talking about? The title is right there. You understand? All right? So, we're going to go to the story right quick. I'm on his website. Now they calling him a former preacher. Now they trying to clean it up. Former? You know? All right? It says, pastor accused of, I'm just going to say, raping a minor appears in court. So, former preacher Zachary King of Lex City Church, I guess he made another appearance in court. He is facing disturbing accusations that he raped a minor in his church. graping a minor in the church. All right, this says Friday morning, King's defense and prosecutors argue about his bond. Really? This shouldn't be nothing to talk about if the man won a bond. You know what I mean? I believe that if a so-called preacher gets arrested, I don't, for stuff like that, of course, because some people get arrested for parking tickets and not paying their tickets. You know, for something like that, I don't think he deserves a bond. All right, so it says a bond of $250,000 for someone who turned themselves in with no prior record. I don't believe is a reasonable bond. Wow. All right, it said because there hasn't been a change. I'm looking at 2 Class B felonies and then 4 additional Class D felonies. I see no reason why this should be changed at the time, said the judge. So his bond is $250,000. $250,000. It said the document says that King engaged in funny business. We're going to use that term because we're talking about a minor. Funny business, but y'all know what I mean. In the minor's home, at his residence, in his vehicle, and even in the church where King was pastoring. What a nasty creep. You understand? You had funny business inside the child's home. Where's the parents? Where the parents at? The child was 15 years of age. Where's the parents? At his residence. Where's the wife? And even at the church that he preached at. Wow. And he ain't got no marks on his face? Where's the father at? You know what I mean? I don't want to hear no old righteous Christians out there. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. You're supposed to turn the other cheek. I understand all that. You know what I mean? I understand all that. But let me lay some hands on him. And we ain't talking about praying for him neither. May the Lord forgive me. You understand? All right? It said the citation states that King will communicate with the minor about where and when to meet up using messenger apps and exchange funny. I'm just going to say funny. I'm not going to use the sex word or sexual word. All right? Explicit photos. So here it is. You have a man who's so-called preaching the word of God, Zachary King or whatever the case may be. You sharing funny pictures with a 15-year-old girl. You have a whole wife at home. A whole wife. Right? You have a whole wife at home. And you concerned about a child? Let's keep it real. I mean, you got grown women, thighs and hips and breasts at home. The right way. And you worrying about a little girl. What type of sick bond does a man have? Unless he's of the devil, right? But Mr. Peter Cox, he would deem that's not the devil's fault. Leave it up to Peter Cox. That ain't the devil's fault. You know what I mean? All right. They said the minor also consented to an interview with police where she claims that King forced her to engage in certain acts. All right. It says on Tuesday when King appeared, a not guilty plea was entered for him. Not guilty. So he pleaded not guilty. Really? The authorities got text messages, which though they can pull from the phone companies and whatnot, even if you delete it. If you delete certain messages, whether it's on YouTube, if you're threatening somebody, if you're talking in a harassment way, if they need to report it to the police and you delete it, it's not deleted. You understand? A lot of people sent nude pictures to people. You could delete it off your phone. You know what I mean? Folks sending nude pictures to each other. You understand? You could delete it off your phone. It's still there if they need to retrieve it. You know what I mean? It's funny how we can have pictures, right? Let's just say, that we took on vacation. We accidentally deleted them. We can't get them no more. But if the police wanted a certain picture that you deleted 15 years ago, you understand? They'll get it. All right, let's go to the comments. So, Courtney M., you stated that you was reading an article where it mentioned he spoke in an interview about times he and his wife were having problems, and he needed someone to fill in his void. Wow, a 15-year-old? The man needed a 15-year-old to fill his void? A 15-year-old, come on. Let's be real. All these grown women out here, a grown man result to a 15-year-old girl. Wow, let's be real. You understand? Right? You said that bed went cold. What up, Jonah? What's up to Shelly Mars? Shout out to you. He says Carlton Pearson funeral was where the bishop introduced his husband as the first man. Carlton Pearson. I believe he passed away, right? The first man. All right, what up to TNT? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. Let me see. What's up to DJ Grant? Shout out to you. Evan, you said it's a bad year for a lot of preachers. This the 5th one this year. Oh, it's been more. It's been more. It's just that I kind of been so busy a little bit to cover a lot of these false prophets that been getting arrested. You know what I mean? We started that from the beginning of this channel. You know what I mean? Putting up these false prophets who've been arrested for wicked stuff like this. You know what I mean? We've been doing this. It's just that we got tied up with some other stuff. Now I decide, to do one today. You know what I mean? But it's a bunch of them. It's a bunch of wicked so-called preachers in the pulpit, you know what I mean, that have wicked agendas. You understand? You think they trying to preach the word to you. You think that. You know what I mean? You can't bring everybody around. You can't bring your kids around everybody. It doesn't matter what they call themselves. Pastor, preacher, evangelist, a coach, a teacher. I trust very few people to leave my children around alone. You understand? Very few. You know what I mean? And I tell my children, if anybody is bothering you, I don't care what they say, let me know. Let me know. You understand? Evangelist Taj, he preached a message one time. Be careful who you allow or let around your children, excuse me. And let me see if I can find that video, man. Hopefully I got it still on this computer and whatnot, and we sure do. As we take our intermission, we definitely gonna play it. There you go, right here. So I'm gonna play it during the intermission. All right, let's go to more comments. Let's get to some more comments right quick. And where we at? What's up to Khadijah Reeves? Another one of my channel moderators. Express, shout out to you. You said, yeah, these pastors need to face the serious consequences for their unholy, wicked, intentional actions. Wonderful. Appreciate that. Grant says, I'm good, family. All right, I guess you're talking to somebody at DJ Grant. Shout out to you again. All right. What's up to Flemings? Shout out to you. Another one of my channel moderators. Hope all is well with you. What up to OC? Shout out to you. All right. Appreciate that at Flemings. What's up to Chanel Courtney? What's up to Rebel Eric? What up to Ernest Beard? Shout out to you. All right, G Money. You says I will have to drop off at 4 p.m. Okay, not a problem at G Money. Altavia says, is there any Truth of God church close to Springfield? TruthofGod.com. And there should be some location link on there for you to check out the nearest Truth of God close to you. What's up to Mr. Ham? Shout out to you. OC says, you know, people don't like to read. I agree. I agree. You know, a wicked pastor, a wicked pastor can be in the pulpit, could say anything. And a lot of folks will believe it. That's why it's a blessing to be under the truth of God, where those ministers can teach you the right way, can teach and preach to you the right way. You understand? Shout out to Evangelist Tars. Shout out to him for sure. Here we go.
Be careful who you even let watch your children. Be careful who you let watch your children. Don't think because they're a relative. Because they're a relative, I trust, auntie. I trust auntie. Auntie, can you watch little Jimmy? Sure, I watch Jimmy. Oh, auntie, nothing but a wolf. Wolf. Fondling little Jimmy. Fondling him. Telling Jimmy, keep this between me. Don't tell your mama, else the boogeyman gonna get you.
That's right.
This is what they say. This is the mind of a pedophile.
That's right.
This is how the pedophiles speak.
That's right.
That's what they say. So they'll bribe the child, fondle and play with the child, and fondle the child, have the child perform sexual acts on them.
Wow. That's how much of a sick mind you got folks like that out there. What type of grown man or woman who call themselves, well, women shouldn't be preaching anyway, but who call themselves a so-called preacher in the pulpit, and you indulging in activities like that, and you comfortable with yourself? See, they say that's his first offense. He has a clean record. That's the first time of him getting caught. You know, these guys be like 40, 50 years of age, 60, 70. Imagine how many times they did it before, but they just now getting caught. Imagine how many lives they affected. I know of some people who still affected in their 30s and 40s and 50s because somebody, them when they was kids. Imagine, some people probably watching right now been through certain things like that when they was kids, and it still affect them to this day. You understand? Family members doing certain things to, folks when they was kids. You know what I mean? I know of somebody, who the mother's boyfriend, when she was a kid, he was, doing funny stuff to her. And the mother wouldn't believe the child. You understand? And still to this day, in her 40s or 50s, it still affects her. And the mother is still with the no good boyfriend or husband right now. You know what I mean? And probably still indulging in those type of activities. Yeah, people can change, but some people don't want to change. You know what I mean? Especially if they're not getting caught. They think they could do it forever. Now when they get caught, he was a good person. He got no record. He was a pastor. He was a preacher. Take it easy on him, judge. What? Throw the book at him, judge. You understand? Throw the book at him, prosecutor. All right? Let's go to more comments. Fleming says they blind when the title is literally on top of the screen. What's up to Coco B? DJ Grant said that's terrible, man. Why would you even have any type of attraction towards a kid? Absolutely. You know what I mean? But it's a lot of sick individuals out there, man. Their mindset is on children. You know what I mean? When they have a whole wife at home. A lot of them had good wives. You come home from work, she got your dinner ready. She got your shower running. You know what I mean? After you get out the shower, she got dinner ready to rub your stinking feet, give you a nice massage. Good wives. You know what I mean? But yet their minds are still polluted. They still got poison in their mind. Thinking about a child. You got a good woman at home. And even, if the man was having problems with his wife, why would you still feel as though you need to fill a void with a child? A child, a 15-year-old child, really? You understand? Really? Where is the parents at? You know what I mean? Where is the parents? And if that man, or if she told her parents, listen, Papa. You know what I mean? Papa. What's up to Bless? Shout out to you. You said they did give him a bond. Did he post it? Only 5K. You says he got it. I didn't read that. I might have to go to a different article, news article. OC says you have some sick old people in this world messing with a child, just sick and evil. Absolutely. Shelly Moss says this takes me back to that pastor who always tried to have my grandson on the pulpit with him, but he met the Mima because I spoke up in the church and pulled my grandson down. Jonah says, in my past heathen days, I was at 100K. Let me see. DJ Grant says they should make people do psychological tests on the mind and see people mindsets because all this funny business is so horrible. But people wonder why people are so protective of their kids. Absolutely. OC said this one time where I'm not going to turn the other cheek. You got that right. Mr. Ham says it seems like that the Jim Jones and David Koresh spirits are still around, full of the devil. I agree. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of them who are still doing it. Not probably, who are still doing it, but haven't been caught yet. And some church members, they try to sweep it underneath the rug. They still will look at this so-called preacher as innocent. Oh, he made a mistake. Oh, the Lord forgives. Yes, the Lord forgives. But guess what? The prosecutor, he or she still got to do their job. The judge, he or she still got to do their job. You know what I mean? He still got to, you do the crime. Guess what? You're going to have to do that time. You know what I mean? And you, like I said, you think about, well, how many other children he probably did it to? You know what I mean? Are other kids are going to speak up about it? Don't wait 20 or 30 years to speak up about something like this, because while if a child waits, he or she might be affecting other children in that manner, whereas though you could have saved lives. You understand? All right. Let me see. Express says, I don't call them preachers, I call them breachers of the ministry of God. You said that's why Jesus called them thieves and robbers that come other way. Okay. David B said it reflects the sad times that we're living in these days. Things will only get worse. He says I hate to say, but he went to a 15-year-old probably because he probably wanted to take advantage of her. He could have been a low-down dude. Oh man, DJ Grant, and pay for it rather than going to a child. Well, listen, Gino talks about doing wrong the right way and doing wrong the wrong way. Both are still wrong. I'm pretty sure many of us heard the example that he uses about, if a person was to smoke a cigarette. It's wrong to smoke a cigarette, but it's also, they do it the wrong way if they turn it the other way, smoking the lit part. So I get what you're saying at DJ Grant. And, some people go out there, they go to Vegas where it's legal and they, they do the do. You understand? All right. Fleming says, according to the Bible, he's not even saved, and most definitely not a pastor. He says a perv. I agree. I definitely agree for sure. What's up to Quanah B? What up to 10-2K? He says, why all these wicked pastors getting arrested? Because they're being exposed. What's done in the dark, I believe that's how it goes, will be brought to the light. And a lot of them out there, they think they're not going to get caught. They think they're not going to get caught and arrested. You know what I mean? But there's many more so-called preachers out there in the pulpit right now. In the pulpit right now, engaging in those type of activities. You know what I mean? And some people know those individuals need to speak up. You understand? Especially in a place you call church. You understand? All right? Back to Bible says, I remember that wonderful message when Pastor was sick. Lady of Faith, shout out to you. Hope all is well. What's up to Henry Ross says, there's no first offense when a child is involved. You know what I mean? I agree. All right? He says, that is terrible when the parent doesn't believe. Oh, yeah. Michael Burke, what up? Shout out to you. Lady of Faith says, this says I may reacting, but I don't trust people like that because of things I've seen growing up with someone in my family. And a lot of people got perverted family members. Perverted uncles, cousins, fathers, grandfathers. You know, some women got uncles that look at them in such manner. What you doing looking at your niece like that? We know when women, grow up, they get, the curves and the shapes and whatnot. You don't need to be looking at your niece in such manner. Like you want to get a knife and fork. Like she's a full course meal. That's perverted. That's sick. You understand? Some fathers out there, they look at their daughters in such manner. You're supposed to protect your daughter. You know what I mean? You're supposed to protect your daughter physically, mentally, emotionally. You know what I mean? Show her, how a man's supposed to treat a woman and what have you. So she know, okay, if this type of man is, disrespectful and whatnot, my daddy wasn't like this. You know what I mean? He respected me as his daughter. You know what I mean? And if that fellow over there becomes a certain way, I got my daddy to protect me if he need to. You understand? So I need to know if a man is going to be the same way as far as like protecting my daughter. One of the qualifications later on down the road, if a man considers and want to consider to marry my daughter, we got to fight. We got to fight. We got to physically get down. I want to see if he can protect my daughter. You understand? All right? Grant says, any parent that takes the man or woman word over the parent concerning this topic, even if it didn't happen, your first instinct should be to protect your children. Absolutely. Later Fitz says, hurt people, but it doesn't make it right. I agree. Mr. Ham says, I had a friend that was accused of statutory rape. She was 16, he was 18. The guy that she was pregnant by was 26, and he got no time in prison. My friend got 4 years in prison. Wow. 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 That's crazy right there, man. 4 years in prison, man. 4 years. All right. Back to Bible says, have you seen that film, Sound of Freedom? I couldn't get past the first 5 minutes. Too disturbing. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. What it's about? Let me know what it's about. All right. What up to Jamal Smith? Shout out to you. Hope all is well with you. N. Walker says, how do you know you have the Holy Spirit? Why can't I see my soul? What? Why can't you see your soul? How do you know if you have the Holy Spirit? Read the book of Acts. That's my advice. Read the book of Acts. I think it's chapter 2. You know what I mean? Chapter 2. I think also chapter 10. And chapter 19. When some individuals had to get rebaptized. I believe in the 19th chapter of Acts. In fact, read the whole book of Acts. Because I don't break down scripture like a preacher. I'm limited. I'm very, very limited. I'm going to speak what I know, not what I think. You understand? So read the book of Acts and type in Pastor Geno Jennings, the Holy Ghost. That's my advice for you. All right? Henry Ross says, you know it's a lot of grown, attractive women out complaining all the time, saying, where is all the men are at? And wicked men are over there with them children. Yeah, man. Or, you know, a lot of individuals are out there skittling. You know? Eric says, what's done in the dark will come to light. It could be 50 years from now. DJ Grant says, I agree, facts. If he can't protect my daughter, he got to go. Back to Bobby says, can't he hold those hands? Hey, man, it's whatever, you know. Whatever you want to do. Joyce says, don't forget the perverted woman, too. Oh, yes, absolutely perverted women out there. I mean, I see on the news with the teachers. Mainly, like, the perverted women out there is like the teachers that get arrested for messing with those little boys in school. You know what I mean? Messing with those little boys. I know we was back in grammar school and high school, you know, some of us had crushes on our teacher and whatnot. You know, back in the day, the teacher would be like, get out of here. You understand? Now in these days, a lot of them teachers out there, what's your Facebook? What's your Instagram? You know what I mean? Plugging you in the DM. It goes down in the DM. You understand? It goes down. And then they delete it and they think it's deleted, but it's not. You understand? A lot of teachers have been pregnant by little boys in school. Pregnant. Yeah, they get locked up, but now you got a baby now. Wow. You gonna mess up your career over a 13-year-old boy? You understand? You done went so low. 30-year-old teacher, 40-year-old teachers out there allowing a 12-year-old to pounce on them. 13-year-old boys. Wow. So you're right about that. All right? What's up, the Two Canal? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. Shelly Moore says, what if you knew someone who was and disappeared for 50 years and then you found them? What would you do? Wow, I knew of an individual from Jersey City. I used to live on Fulton Avenue in Jersey City. I think his name was Jamil or something like that. And we was kids. We was kids on the block playing football, basketball, you know, fighting. And there was stories coming out about him. You understand? So about, I think it was like last year or something like that. From time to time, I checked the National Sex Offenders Registry. Whether it's in my area where I'm from, Jersey City, out here, and he was up there. You understand? If a person committed those acts and never got arrested and whatnot, never got caught, and 50 years later, wow, that's something to think about. You know what I mean? That's something to think about. You know? I don't even want to know I don't want to know. You understand? Because if I do, then it might be on. It's just like, when you're in prison, not saying that I want to go to prison or anything like that, or jail. You know what I mean? Those fellas in there, they don't like that at all. So it's the same energy out here. They don't like that. If you going around here, doing such acts to kids like that, yes, you can repent, yes, you get right and stuff like that, but you got to know, man, that's going to be a stigma on you forever. There was a boxer out of Jersey City. A boxer. Look him up. Willie Palm. Look him up. From Jersey City. Willie Palms. Heavyweight, won a national amateur championship back in the 90s. Good professional fight in the beginning. He got caught for stuff like that. In the early 90s. Early 90s. He still got that stigma on him because he still got to sign up for that sex offenders registry. You can change your life around and stuff like that. Let people know, let a person find out that you committed stuff like that. Their mindset gonna be different. I can't be around this person. It's just hard to be around somebody like that. It's hard. Not saying you don't forgive them, but it's just tough to think that they had that mindset. That's why a lot of them, when they get caught and they gotta register for that type of stuff, they stay secluded because they know it's public record. They know they're all in the papers and stuff like that. They stay secluded a lot of the times. All right? Back to Bible says, Sound of Freedom is about a civilian who worked independently to rescue children from child, trafficking. Grant says, it's crazy you say that because I heard plenty of teachers that was doing that with students. We heard about it constantly. Oh, yeah. And a lot of these women teachers, they dress a certain way. They know they got the nice bodies, pretty, beautiful, and you dress a certain way in front of these male students. What you think is going to happen? What you think the little 15-year-old going to do? He's not focused on social studies. He's not focused on who Christopher Columbus is. You know what I mean? He's not going to be focused on the circumference of the earth. He's going to be focused on the circumference of your earth. You understand? 15 years old, 14, 13. A woman go to school as a teacher, dressed in such manner. You know what I mean? Even folks in holiness. I don't care if you're 14 years old. You ain't focusing on English lit. You know what I mean? Especially if she got some tight leggings on. Beautiful skin, beautiful lips. You trying to remain focused. But that's just causing a more enticement. Not saying this is an excuse or anything. But a lot of women, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. When they have the nice bodies and stuff like that, they dressing in these tight clothes. They know what they're doing. They cry about, man, I don't want these men bothering me. Then stop dressing like that. Stop dressing like that. Even when I go to the gym. My goodness. But I ain't out here like Leon Lonnie Love from Martin. No. I got to remain focused. Of course it took a long time to, overcome those things. You know what I mean? Yo, y'all funny, man. All right. Let's see who else. Adrian Polo says, can I have some money? No. Get a job. Get a job. I got 5 kids. You understand? 5 kids. I ain't give you nothing. Walmart's hiring. Get a job. Simple. Now, if a person is in need of money, show me a bill, show me a light bill or something. I need to see proof that you need money for something. You know what I mean? So if a person need money, they ain't gonna be on here. Email me and show me proof that you need some money for, you know, your rent, your light bill, whatever. And then, you know, we'll get you to the right resources for that. You know what I mean? All right. Shelly Moore says this person escaped to New Jersey and is a post office worker now because I did good detective work. I mean, I don't know. If you got solid proof, one needs solid proof. I'm talking about like solid proof. Because otherwise, if you as a person go around and you go to the police and you say this person did this 50 years ago and they got no evidence, a person could turn around and sue you civil-wise for defamation of character. You know what I mean? So one has to be very, very careful. A person could have done something 50 years ago. But if you ain't got no proof, if you're going around saying that they did it and whatnot, and it's found not to be true, based upon the evidence, but it's true because you've seen it 50 years ago, it could backfire on you. Because what you're saying, it's not what you're saying, it's what you can prove. You know what I mean? So be very, very careful with that. Very careful. You know what I mean? All right. Jonah says prison wasn't fun. What else I missed? DJ Grant, what up to Coco? DJ Grant says one of my cousins went to jail for raping a little girl, and almost every time he sees me, he bring it up without me even asking, talking about it. He says, "Cuddy, I didn't do it, you know." What up to Scarlett? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. Shelly Moore says, how can I get rid of these ads? YouTube Premium. YouTube Premium. You know what I mean? YouTube Premium. Back to Bible says, excuse me, he says, my wife is a teacher and she constantly complains to me about how her fellow teachers dress. Ridiculous yoga tights and etc. Wow. Cartel's Young. Good to have you. He's laughing at circumference of your earth. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. You know what I mean? You got these teachers out here, you know, showing their Georgia peach. You know? Ain't no male student, if you got yoga pants on and she got a nice Georgia peach, he ain't focusing on algebra. He's not. You know what I mean? He trying to get the math. He trying to get that math from her. A phone number. You know what I mean? You said no means no. Courtney, you funny. All right, Mr. Ham says back in the days, a skittle woman and men were the one that raped kids, keeping videos and pictures at one time. It was 40 at one that got caught. Shelly Moore says there was a teacher back in the 90s that had a baby by a 13-year-old boy, and later I think they got married after she came out of jail. I think I heard that story. That's sick right there. Although he may be of age right now, that's sick. You understand? Fleming says, I appreciate that at Fleming's. Oh man, Fleming, you funny. What up to Marcy? Shout out to you. He says they know what they're doing. Absolutely. DJ Grant says that man Tommy from he said that man Tommy from Marty says never had a job, or at least we don't know what he did. Says that man Brubman from the 5th floor. Absolutely, man. Pretty funny times, man. Funny times with TV shows like that. You know? Michael Burke says get 2 jobs. All right. Who else? Let me see. Theodore Reed says, why do you feel God allowed Moses to let people divorce, but Jesus said from the beginning it wasn't so? Well, we ain't here talking about that. We ain't here trying to change the topic. We're talking about a news story. I want to keep it there. You know, I want to keep it right there. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say what I feel about the scriptures. The scriptures speaks for itself. I'm not going to add. I'm not going to remove. So I don't feel no type of way, honestly. You know, I don't feel no type of way. If the scripture said, you know, speak about divorce in the book of Deuteronomy 22 and Deuteronomy 24, hey, I don't feel no way about it. You understand? I don't feel no way about it at all. You know, I let the preachers break that stuff down. I'm limited. I'm very, very limited. All I'm going to say is a lot of people got a lot of pros and cons to that. Some people go back to the Old Testament in the book of Deuteronomy 22 and 24, those chapters, when it speaks about why they was divorcing. You know what I mean? And they stoned the women when they was found not to be a what? But I'm limited. I'm trying to stay right here on this topic, this news article. You understand? All right? So I would recommend just search that up. Apostle Geno Jennings, Divorce and Remarriage. You know, he teaches on it more in depth. I'm not a teacher. I'm just a YouTuber. That's it. Just a YouTuber. You know? All right? Lady of Faith says, this world is full of wickedness. You says, in the spirit of perversion is unleashed. We have to pray over our children, but if need be, drop the hammer on. For sure. Let's go to this video right quick. I want to go to this video.
That's right.
All right?
And tell them, if you tell your mama, the boogeyman's going to get you. If any of our children in First Church, anybody touches you wrongfully, say something.
That's right.
Say something. Don't be afraid to tell your parents.
Right.
Don't be afraid to tell your parents. Don't let somebody manipulate you to our young children. Don't let nobody touch you and then say, if you tell, your daddy's going to be mad. No, he won't. Not at he won't.
Right.
Not at you, he won't. You speak up.
That's right.
If it's I don't care who it is.
Who it is.
Be careful who you let stay with you around your children.
That's right.
That's why it's important, sisters with children. You're interested in a man. You can't just think about yourself and wanting to marry that man and you got children. You got to think about your children also. Even brothers that are single, you can't just think about yourself if you're interested in a sister. And you want to marry that sister and you got children, you can't just think about yourself. You got to think about your children too. Don't look at how much she speaks in tongues.
That's right.
Don't look at how much he shake and how much he shout and run around the church. Oh, he's strong in the spirit.
That's right.
He'll be a good example for my son. You better do a background check. Do a background check. Do a background check. And don't be afraid. Hey, you know, brother, shake a lot.
He said, brother, shake a lot. Hey, funny, man. All right, DJ Grant says, when I used to work security, grown women in their 40s consistently would approach me trying to make moves on me with nice bodies, but consistently want to make moves on the young buck. It surprised me. Yeah, you got a lot of Krugers out here. You got a lot of Krugers out here. A lot of jungle lions out here also with women and whatnot. In their 60s and 70s. They prey on the young fellas out here and what have you. And a lot of them got husbands at home. A lot of those type of women, they got husbands at home. You know what I mean? That's sad, man. That's sad. Folks have full husband, a whole wife at home, and trying to talk to somebody half their age. That's crazy, man. You understand? All right. What's up, the bricklayer? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. Henry Ross says Bible over everything. Absolutely. What up, the Super Art? Shout out to you. Cartel's Young. I guess you responded to Theodore in reference to divorce. I want to read this off right quick. All right. So you says God never allowed it. Moses did it cause of the hardness of the people's heart, meaning the people wasn't going to listen anyway. Their heart was hardened against it. Okay, cool. I guess that's his response to Theodore. Okay. What's up to Valerie Stewart? What's up to Gino P? Shout out to you. Fleming says, I don't believe in your children sleeping over family's house or going camping. I don't neither. I don't neither. I don't agree with it. If I'm not there, I don't agree with it. I don't care who it is. I don't agree with it at all. You understand? I really don't. I'm talking about little babies and stuff like that. Now, my two oldest sons, you know what I mean? One is about to be an adult. Well, in fact, both of them in the next, couple of years or whatever the case may be. But little babies and stuff like that, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. In fact, no age below 16 or 17. You know what I mean? As somebody you can really, really trust. We talk about Nana. If Nana is 70 or 80 years of age, she lives alone, you understand, in a nice area, it is Nana. All right, you can stay with Nana. No cousin better not come over. You understand? Right? No uncles better not come over. You know what I mean? All right? But I agree with you. I agree with you. At all. And these days you can't let a 4-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old stay at a family house. And these days, it doesn't matter who it is. You know what I mean? All right? So I definitely agree with you. All right? Coco B says, as a child, my neighbor granddad would come over. Her parents would make her change into a dress. There go, and while granddad made her sit on his friend's lap. Later saw her. Wow. That's sickening. That's sickening. You know what I mean? You letting a child sit on a friend's lap? I bet not ever. I hope my family members is watching. Extra, read all about it. I hope you're watching. You understand? I bet not ever. Except for my mother. You know what I mean? Except for my mother and grandmother. I bet not ever see my children sitting on any family member's lap. You know what I mean? More so the males. On both sides. On both sides. My side and the mother's side. And Peter Cox's voice, come get me. Come get me. All right? Mr. Ham says, I've seen cases where a young girl that tried to ruin old man's life because he wouldn't mess with her. So I'm going to take a small intermission and come back.
Before we get married, I need you to give me a child abuse clearance form. Don't be afraid. Let them know. I need a child abuse clearance form.
That's right.
Why? Because you got your children to think about. Anybody can project a holy image. Anybody can project being holy. What's in that heart? Don't be afraid for you. I need a child abuse clearance check, sister. Make sure you don't got nothing on your record. Somebody say, I ain't going all that far. Why not? Why not? Why not?
That's right.
If they don't agree to it, hey, all right. They do it for the job. When the job asks them for it, okay, no problem. My God, when you got children, you can't just, and you looking to get married, you can't just think about your children, about yourself. You got to think about your children also. Got to think about them also. The man can, or a woman can look holy, and they can buy. Don't be so enamored by the gifts that they give your children. Oh, he just bought my child a new PlayStation. Yeah, all right. What's behind that PlayStation? You must be careful.
Presents and gifts blind the eye.
There it is. I'm not making this up. This is written.
In the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 20 and verse 29.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 20.
And verse 29.
Presents.
And gifts.
And do what?
Blind the eyes of the wise.
That's some deep stuff. Well, Mr. Ham, I left off on your comment. You says, I've seen cases where young girl that tried to ruin an older man's life because he wouldn't mess with her. Wow. That's something crazy right there, man. You know? All right. Super Art says, which video was that? Are you talking about this video right now at Super Art? Let me know. All right. Shelly Moss says, you see, back in the day, children didn't tell their parents because they didn't want to hurt them. What up to Kato? Shout out to you, man. Hope all is well. What's up to Gino P? Shout out to you. Rebel Eric said Jungle Lions is hilarious. What video y'all talking about, Chanel Courtney? Y'all talking about this video? Fleming says folks are sick. One guy was filling up on a girl on the bus, and when another gentleman beat up the man, police wanted to arrest the man defending the girl. Wow. Wow, that's sickening right there. What's up to Keisha Davis? Shout out to you. What's up to Sandra Williams? Shout out to you. Fleming says there was a story where an uncle, I believe, raped his niece, then unalived her. Shelly Moore says, growing up, we couldn't spend the night over anyone's house. Wow. I mean, you know, growing up, I mean, I did, but it wasn't like how it is now, more so. You know what I mean? I didn't have none of those type of issues at all. Spending the night out at family members' houses, friends and stuff like that. I had none of these problems. No issues at all. You know what I mean? And these days it seemed to be more enhanced with sick individuals out here and whatnot. Times have changed. You know what I mean? All right, what's up to what up to DK? Shout out to you. Lady of Faith says that's nasty, letting a child sit on someone's lap, especially a friend. A friend. Allowing a child to sit on a friend's lap. A male friend. What? What? I'm skeptical for them even giving somebody a handshake or saying hi. You know what I mean? When I take my daughters to, you know, go shopping or something like that, then, you know, you got these folks, oh, hey, yeah, hey, how you doing? Wow. Don't look too hard. You understand? Don't look too hard. Smiling. What you smiling for? What you looking hard for? You understand? You understand? You can say hi and keep it moving. You know what I mean? Simple as that. Oh, they got some nice hair, X, Y, Z. They look just like you. Okay, thank you. Bye. You understand? I'm not like that. I don't go into a store and look at children. Oh, hey, that's a cute baby. That's a cute little girl. No. You know what I mean? No. You see a dad with his child. Wow, I'm like, yo, that's what's up. We need more dads out here like that. All right, keep it moving. Keep it moving. You know, you got people in the stores, when you got the child in the shopping cart or in the carriage, they want to come next to you. They want to try to touch your child. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Or when you're in the line at Walmart, you know, folks get a little close. I had to put a man in check one day. You know what I mean? Rico Suave guy. I think he had his shirt open or something like that. Yeah, you stand a little bit too close, brother, because you like, move down. You understand? You're too close to me. You understand? I had a woman like that too. I don't care how good you look. Get back. You understand? Get back. You know? Folks out here is pervs, man. Pervs. You know what I mean? All right. Where was I? All right. Mr. Ham says, never had to worry about anybody doing anything to my kids. They knew I was about that life. Right? Absolutely, Mr. Ham. David B says, people let the kids sit on strangers' laps with this Christmas trash. Christmas! Christmas! Going to see Satan Claus. Going to the malls and shopping centers to go see Satan Claus. A perverted man. What parent would allow their child to sit on a man's lap like that? You know what I mean? He ain't got no female birth canal. You don't know what's on this man's mind. They think it's cute. They think it's funny. Even with the wicked Easter bunny. They allow their children to sit on their lap to take a picture. Yeah, that's so cute. That's my baby. That's my cute baby, Alice. Or Richard. You don't know, like Evangelist Todd says, wolf. There's a wolf dressed up as an Easter bunny or Satan Claus. You know what I mean? Let my children, if we go to the mall and they see that. You know what I mean? All right? But yeah, man, that's crazy that, you know, parents out there allow their children to sit on what they call Santa Claus. I call him Satan Claus. You don't know who that fella is. He could be a registered sex offender, and you don't even know it. You know what I mean? Those type of companies, they'll hire anybody. You don't know that. You understand? You don't know who's behind that Easter bunny costume. You don't know. You ain't on Google. What's your name? Let me type your name in. Let me see if you're in the National Sex Offenders Registry. Folks don't do that. Oh, we want a picture with Satan Claus. Yeah, go ahead, Alicia. You can do it. 4-year-old girl sitting on a grown man's lap, a stranger's lap, and they think it's cute. And you don't even know you're taking a picture with a wolf. That's sad, man. That's sad. And some of them be so-called church people. You know what I mean? How could you feel so comfortable with allowing that? How could you, as a parent, to those parents out there? How could you? You know what I mean? How could you? All right? Let's get to more. Super Art says, I was talking about the video that was playing. This is Evangelist Todd's Yutzi. Evangelist Todd's. This one is on my computer. I'm not sure if it's on YouTube. It's titled, Be Careful Who You Let Watch Your Children. I think it's on Facebook, though. I think it's on Facebook. So Evangelist Taj, T-A-J. Be careful who you let watch your children. Check Facebook for that video. All right? Mercy Carr says, don't let them sit on anybody's lap at all. Cool. David B says, are you talking to Courtney? All right. I don't know what you're talking about, Adam. Henry Ross says, everyone seems to be in that confusing, delusional state of mind as the Holy Scripture says are happening. It's here. Jonas says, I rebuke my grandma for bringing my nephews to Satan Claus. Amen to that. Jonas says, my ex-dad went to prison for and multiple things. He's locked up for a few decades, and probably will be unalived in prison. He did some things with her sister's daughters too, apparently. Wow. When indulging in child, because I can't say that word on here. I can't say them together. You know what I mean? That's sickening right there. That's another thing that a lot of these perverts got on their computer and phone. What makes a person want to see something like that? Child, Wow. That's sickening. Now, I know some people watch animal, That's sickening. But child, Wow. Wow, that's crazy. I remember on Facebook I'd say about 10 years ago. 10 years ago. And you know, foolish stuff come on your news feed. You know, folks that's putting up videos and pictures. And I'm like, if I'm scrolling through something and I'm outside or somewhere and something crazy comes up in the news feed, folks may think you're watching it. You know what I mean? So that's why I delete a lot of people for foolish stuff, because I don't want to be on a news feed just going down looking at certain things, you know, and then something crazy come up. So one of these cats, you know what I mean, that I knew of, he was talking against that at Jonah. Child, right? So he had a video up. He was talking against the video. But that's understandable, you're talking against that. But you had a video up of showing activities. You just as sickening as them. You know what I mean? I could see you talking against it, and that's it. Don't put a video up of showing that type of stuff, and you speaking that is wrong. You putting up foolishness. Putting up foolishness. You know what I mean? So that's why I delete a lot of people when they put up foolishness on Facebook, because I don't want to be scrolling down a news feed and I see something crazy and people think I'm watching it. Or sometimes the volume to my media be up, and you know, it'll just play. You scrolling through your Facebook news feed and you see a video, it'll play. So imagine if you at work or if you at church and you're scrolling through your news feed and somebody from your friends list, they like, you know, some type of sexual video. It could come on the news feed as they like it, and the video would come up and it would play. Next thing you know, you're hearing moaning going on and you think the person is watching a porno. You know what I mean? So you gotta be careful who you even add as a friend on Facebook, or you can restrict them or unfollow them. You know what I mean? So that stuff won't pop up on your news feed. Two things: unfollow them, they can stay as a friend, or restrict them. You know what I mean? So be careful. All right. Let me see. You said some of the people try to be slick about with candy. You gotta watch them store trips and going to the park. Oh, going to the park. All right, Mr. Ham says, at the correct my wife and daughter about calling my grandson cute instead of telling him he's handsome. Okay. All right. Where I'm at. Lady of Faith says, to be honest, I was caught up in that mess at one time. Thank God for change. All right. What's up, Nicole Martin? Another one of my channel moderators. Appreciate that. David B says, I know that we're not supposed to rush the coming of the Lord, but the condition of this world can make it hard. All right. Courtney M says, can we talk about how some of the children are captured because they are orphans or bastards and a church takes them in? Well, I don't know too much about that. I don't know too much about that. You understand? In reference to orphanage and bastards and whatnot. I gotta get some more information on that. How it tie in with the scriptures, or have a video of Gino talking about that type of stuff. I think he had a video of talking about trafficking and what have you. And even you know, the talk about trafficking, one has to be careful. I can't even put the title up there. You understand? Because YouTube will probably take it down. You understand? Words like trafficking and the first word in front of that, the 3-letter word, can't put up. That's why when you see certain words, you know, they put filling letters in with certain letters. You know what I mean? Like the other word with unalive, the K word. Replace the I with an exclamation point. You can't even put certain words in your titles. You know what I mean? All right. Rebel Eric says, have you ever seen that video of Bernie Mac when he was taking pictures for the Bernie Mac show? They tried to put the son on his lap and he wasn't having it. That's wonderful. That's wonderful that, you know, Bernie Mac did that. You understand? For sure. All right. You said he recorded himself too. Wow. Wow. All right. No snitches allowed, says streets talking about you. Okay. What that got to do with me? Who cares? Who cares? I don't care about no streets. You know what I mean? What the streets done for me? Nothing. You understand? What did the streets do for Tony Harvin? Nothing. Was Tony Harvin ever out in the streets? No. So why would I care about if the streets are talking? Good. If they talking, good. They could get some good, valuable advice and encouragement and whatnot. Simple as that. Who cares about the streets? Only ignorant people will worry about the streets. No snitches allowed. What? Who cares about it? We don't deal with foolishness like that. Who cares about it? You know what I mean? A bunch of weak people out there. You understand? Who can't hold their own. You know? We don't care about no streets. You know what I mean? Get out of here with that. You know? This ain't Hassan Campbell channel. This ain't academics. We ain't going to our old neighborhoods having a rant and get plucked off by a bullet. You know what I mean? We don't indulge in foolishness like that. The streets. We don't care about that. Man went back to his neighborhood because he's upset. That's like me. I'm 40 years old. Let me go back to Jersey City because the people don't accept me. I can care less. You know what I mean? I can care less about the streets. You know what I mean? All right. Fleming says, I got extremely upset with a coworker of mine. She allows her stepson to see her while she showers. He's under 10. I think Gino preached about that too. He preached about that. He preached about that and animals. Like letting your dog, you know, don't let your dog see you while you, you know, undressed or, you know, in the shower. You know, some women walk around with booty shorts on while they have a son in the house. Booty shorts on. You understand? I never, ever intentionally walk around with my shirt off in front of my kids. Never. You understand? We're talking about intentionally. You know, and they have to knock on my room door, not just walk in it. You know? That's crazy. That's crazy. To allow a 10-year-old boy to watch you while you shower? You know what I mean? Even fathers out there. You're walking around the house with your shirt off and your daughter's right there. Unless it's an emergency situation, you know, it wasn't intentional. No. You understand? No. All right? Well, man. Let's see where we at. I read that one. DJ Grant says, it's been years and a parent doesn't know that their kid was a child. Should you tell the parent or let God deal with it? All right, I'm going to get back to you, DJ Grant. I'm going to play this video right quick. I'm going to continue to play this video right quick.
Be blinded by the gifts that he's giving your child. He just bought my child the PlayStation 5 with NBA 2K. Oh, he's a godsend. And all the while, he's just plotting on your son. He's plotting on your son. My Lord. Why? But you got so blinded by the presence.
Presents and gifts.
And gifts.
Blind the eyes of the wise.
Blind the eyes of the wise.
And stop up his mouth.
And stop up his mouth.
That he cannot reprove.
He cannot reprove. Well, he taking my son out to the basketball games and he teaching him how to ride a bike. He's a good man. He's a good man. That's how you measure a good man? But all the while in his heart, he got the spirit of Amnon.
That's right.
A molester. My God. Be careful, folks, especially our single sisters with children, and you looking to get married. Don't be so blinded by what he's, taking. He's a good role model for my son. You don't even know the brother? You only know the brother for 6 months?
Oh man. All right, Grant, he said if it's been years and the parent doesn't know that the kid was a child, should you tell the parent or let God deal with it? You says was a child or got child. Let me know. Let me know, because you says if it's been years and a parent doesn't know. Are you stating that when they get older, now they find out that the child was a child at DJ Grant? Let me know. All right. What up to Jay Shun? Shout out to you. Who else? Let me see. Okay. Mr. Ham says, it's funny to me, when I was in the streets, no snitching unless something happened to them, then they knew to tell. Well, listen. Mr. Ham says, it's funny to me, when I was in the streets, no snitching unless something happened to them, then they want you to tell. Wow, that brings me to, I think it was an interview with Cameron. When they asked him if a serial killer lived next to you, would you tell? You know what I mean? That's almost like, you know, if the individual was to ask him, a pedophile lived next to him, he wouldn't tell. So a lot of them people out there, they got that street mentality. You understand? Me personally, I didn't care about no streets. I never lived by whatever ethics or codes they have. I care less about it. You know what I mean? But some people, you know, that's what they do. You understand? They into that type of, I don't know, no snitching and stuff like that. If something happened next to me, I'm telling. I don't care. You understand? I'm a civilian now. I've always been a civilian. You know, and love it. But some people, you know, I don't know why they still go by that, you know, that stuff, snitching, no snitching, whatever the case may be. I don't get it. Never did. You know? And you got this one individual that says the streets raised me? What are you talking about? You don't know me too well. You know what I mean? Jason. You know what I mean? All right? Where we at? DJ Grant said, it's my uncle's son. He did funny business and I never told my uncle because of how old he is and didn't want him to get a stroke or something after. I tell him directly what happened. That's some deep stuff right there, man. Honestly, that's some deep stuff. For sure. Mercy Carr said, yes, he did talk about that. Brother Tony, all right? So I'm trying to go back to your comment at DJ Grant. He says, if it's been years and the parent doesn't know that the kid was a child MO, all right? Should you tell the parent or let God deal with it? That's tough right there, man. Like I said earlier, one must have proof. You know what I mean? That's why it's not good to wait such a long time. You know what I mean? Like I told, I think it was Shelly Moss. If one goes around stating that somebody did something like that, although you may have known that they did, if you can't produce no evidence or anything like that, it could backfire on you or whoever's telling. You understand? That person can use that, and if there's no evidence, they could flip it on you and take you to court in a civil manner for defamation. Now you coming out your pockets 50 to 100 grand. And you're like, whoa, but I know this person did this, but a person may not have no evidence, no strong evidence. You know what I mean? So now they could use that against you. You know what I'm saying? For defamation. Let me see. Nicole Martin. Okay, you talking to Courtney? Let me see. All right. Where we at? DJ said, I think I read that one. Lady of Faith says, nowadays, kids are telling more now. It's sad either way when that happens to a child. DJ Grant says, I was 4 years old when it happened. I confronted him when I got grown, and he tried to play it cool. It ain't cool. I just wanted apology. I don't want to hang. Just want him to admit what he did. Wow. That's deep right there. You know what I mean? Because he's trying to play smart. He know if he admitted, now that's a wrap for him. It's a wrap. See, you seen it when you was 4. You seen it. And it's crazy that, you know, in a lot of cases, kids do see that. Now, 20 years pass or 30 years pass, it's hard to find clear evidence. Only if that person admit to it and you got it documented, recorded or something like that. If they don't admit to it, then it's like, wow, it's tough. One can't do nothing about it. Now, if you still off on him, you know, beat him up or get into an altercation, like I said, it could turn around bad, although we've seen it. You know what I mean? It's tough out here. And then you got a lot of these people out here, like the person we're talking about, who they state that it was his first time getting caught. He might have done it 50 other times, but there's no hard evidence on it. You know what I mean? There's no hard evidence. And there's a lot of those so-called preachers who get caught for the first time. I think it was a case called, what is that? It's a show. What is that? How to Catch a Predator, or something like that, on YouTube that I was watching. Let me see if I can find How to Catch a Predator or something like that. Host. All right, Chris Hansen. Chris Hansen. He had a show called How to Catch a Predator, and a lot of those individuals, they was caught, and it was deemed that it was their first time being caught for something like that. You had teachers, you had a police officer, you had people in professional fields being caught, but it was deemed their first time. But of course, by the person's actions and the body language and how comfortable they were in that house, you know, if you watch it on YouTube, How to Catch a Predator, and they set these creeps up, you know what I mean? You could tell it's not their first time. But it's sad and sickening that, you know what I mean? It's been deemed that that's their first time getting caught, versus all the other children that they may have, you know, did some funny business too. That is hard to track. It's hard to get evidence on. You know what I mean? All right. Inman Goodwin says, "Can you please, can you help me? Help you with what? What are you talking about?" Mr. Ham says, "Never told on anybody, but I'll say this: I was not doing no time for nobody but myself." For sure. Goodwin says, "My children are not going to school." Okay, so what are you trying to say? DJ Grant says, "For sure, it's all good. I will pray about it and do all I can do. Excuse me, and do all I can. I can describe everything bit by bit, but the only thing that keeps me from hurting him is getting in trouble with God. I don't care about jail." Okay, understandable. All right. Gino P says, "Finishing some things in the office, but still listening. Appreciate that." He says, "What the vibes with Zachariah?" A pedophile so-called preacher. You know? All right. Grant says, "That's one of my favorite shows. It teaches me a lot about how they act and how to protect my daughter and others." That's the show at DJ Grant. Let's get back to this video right quick.
Amen.
Do a child abuse check. Don't be scared. I don't want to offend him. He does all this. He's a good man. He speaks in tongues. He's a good man. He carries 2 books of scriptures to church. He's a good man. He wears the same 3-piece suit that Pastor Jennings wears. He's a good man.
That's right.
Here you can be a pedophile.
That's right.
Right in the church.
That's right.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Good.
To ask him, look, before I get too deep into you, brother, I need to do a child abuse clearance check. I'm serious, man. Because today you don't know what you're getting.
It's true.
See, people are so enamored by the who, but they don't know the what. They get so caught up in the who, but you don't know. You're not looking at the what. Same on the flip side. Don't get caught up with the sister, how good she look. Here you got children, man. Don't get caught up with how good she look. Ask her, look, before I get too deep, think I might want to get a child abuse clearance check for you. What you mean a child abuse clearance check? I ain't doing no child abuse clearance check. What you think I am? Well, if you ain't got nothing to hide, there ain't no problem. You do it for your job. See, when you're a brother or sister with children, you gotta think beyond just you. Gotta think beyond just you.
Absolutely, man. That's for sure. All right. Let me see where I was. What's up, Tori? Shout out to you. Mr. Ham says, I used to, you said, mess with older women when I was younger. All right. Shelly Moore says, I was going to send this picture to the post office in New Jersey with a message saying, child, what have it. Okay. Wow. I mean, you know, if you feel as though you need to do that at Shelly Moss, then, you know. Lady of Faith says, DJ, allow God to heal you so you can be free from it. I understand it happened, but look at what it is doing to you. Tori says, homeschooling. DJ Grant says, no PC for them in prison either. He says, Evangelist Taj telling the truth. Wonderful. Mr. Ham says, in the Tupac voice, touch one of mine, my own, everything I own, I will destroy. Gino P. Shelly Moore says, I appreciate this chat, but it stirred up old memories. So tonight, I'm praying harder. I understand you right, Shelly Moss. Definitely understand you. DJ Grant says, please send me that teaching from Evangelist Taj. For sure. That definitely, for sure. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can find it on, YouTube or Facebook and whatnot. And it's here on Facebook at DJ Grant. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna send you the link at Mr. Grant in a bit. So, all right, Mr. Grant, I sent the link to that video because it's on Facebook. Wow, I put this up 2020. Wow, man, still rolling out, still banging out there on Facebook. All right. Mercy Card says, tell everybody I'm your parent so you get checked out, then tell the police, your family, and others. Put it out there to be on the safe side. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. Gino P says, I work from home, but still have to. All right, cool. You're talking to Courtney. Henry Ross says, right, Gabrielle Union did that with Dwayne Wade's son. Took him to a Skittles parade, and now look what happened. He's confused. Like I gave the story before. I used to, listen, I used to want Gabrielle Union. Oh, man. Gabrielle Union, you chose wrong. Gabrielle Union, you chose wrong. You know what I mean? She chose wrong. You know, but hey, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, you know? You know what I mean? But he's trying to support his son's lifestyle. You know what I mean? I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Because we know, listen, kids are going to grow up, they're going to be adults and stuff like that, and then you can't control them if they're on their own. You know what I mean? You can't control them if they go into that lifestyle. You understand? But the child was not of age as far as like an adult. I believe Mr. Wade wore a dress or a skirt to support his son's lifestyle, right? Oh, you said, and he's not Gabrielle Union's son. Okay. Wow. I forgot he was married before, right? Dwayne Wade. Or he had another child with another woman. You know? Flemings, I like Flemings is funny. That's why I like Flemings. You understand? He said, chat room, Tony has 5 children, responsibilities, not rich. Oh, I'm not. assistance, please get help from the government or with your pastor. He's not making money because he's a YouTuber. Thanks. Amen to that. You understand? If anybody got any financial issues, listen, it's best to contact your church. You know what I mean? They got the necessary resources for that. You know, if you need money for food, bills, you understand? You got that's probably gonna be another topic for another day. Also dealing with money. But you know, people come on here, they leave their cash app. They say they're hungry, they broke, they need a job. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot. You know, but the one of the best ways is to contact your the ministry that you're in, and if you have evidence that you need money for rent, food, listen, they'll help you out. They even got assistance over here in certain states or certain cities, like, you know, Charlotte. You know what I mean? All right, what's up to Naomi Hope? Shout out to you. What's up to Sean? Shout out to you. What's up to Nomi B? Shout out to you. Gino P says they were talking about cutting off that. That's crazy. Mr. Ham says kids can't even pick their bedtime and they let them pick their. Wow. Now listen, that's another story for another day. Even with that topic, one has to be very, very careful when talking about that. Only in the sense of they are a protected group on YouTube. And if we say certain things, they'll take the video down. You know what I mean? They will take the video down, especially if one of them complain about the video ASAP. You know? All right? Nomi B said, just say you need a loan on them tides. Oh, man. He says, maybe weed is undercover. Naomi says, God forgive for laughing. It's how you said hungry broke. DJ Grant says, when I was growing up, kids had rules and discipline. Now the kids run the house and parents want to be your friend, and parents sleeping with kids and walking around half naked. It's like it's normal. That's crazy, man. That's crazy for sure. You know, parents want to be friends with their children, and they invite the friends over, and then the parents are interested in the friends. That's sad, man. That's sad. I ain't trying to be friends with none of my kids. You know what I mean? None of them. Straight strictness. Of course, we could laugh and joke sometimes and whatnot, but we ain't friends. We can be cool. Of course, we can have a small friendship which is limited. The friendship among a child should be limited. Very limited. Just very, very limited. Very, very little. You understand? But you got these friends, you know what I mean, humping on, you know, they friends' parents. You know what I mean? What type of parent want to hump on your child's friends? It's nasty. You know what I mean? That's nasty. You understand? And you're right. Some of them, they walking around half naked. So the friends will go back to you know, the son. Man, your mother's pretty. Wow. Man. All right, let me play this video a little bit. We get back to the comments.
You got children. You're the protector of your child. You're the protector of your child. There is no extreme to going to protect your child. When you're so caught up with the who, and you don't get to know the what, you marry a pedophile. You can marry a pedophile.
Amen.
Here you done got married, got married to her, got married to him. I'm just gonna go get some groceries real quick. You know, I'm gonna do this trip real quick to myself, by myself, go get some groceries. Go ahead, don't worry. Me and little Billy will be all right. So I'm not making this up. Next thing you know, here she playing all along with Billy, playing little touch me games.
That's right.
Be careful. Be careful. So, be careful, brothers and sisters.
Absolutely, man. Wow. All right, let's get back to these comments. Shelly Moss says, my daughter will tell me you're just like grandma because my parents were strict where when the lights came on, you better be on those stairs. Wow. Nicole Martin says, there's so many demons out here of all sorts. I agree. A whole bunch of demons out here. You know what I mean? I definitely agree with you on that one, Nicole Martin. All right, DJ Grant says, man, for real, I know this one dude, he thinks parenting is just smiling and buying your kid things. It's way more to parenting than just spoiling your child. Amen to that. Lady of Faith says, I need that video too. I want to help someone. I pray for all who this happens to. I can't say the word, but God will heal from the deep scar this hurt has left on your heart and soul. Okay, I got you on that note. All right, so the video, let me see if I can put the link in the chat room. You know what I mean? So the video, the link, I'm gonna put in the chat room. So I'll put the link in the chat room for Evangelist Taj video where he was talking about that. I'm gonna put it in again. What have you? So the link is in the chat room at Shelly Moss. The link is there. All right, in the chat. All right. It's coming from off of Facebook. All right, Henry Ross. You says views from the scripture is speaking on Murray yelling because PJ says he's doing more work than greater works than Jesus and God's scriptures to back it up. He says PJ dosed Murray losing. Well, you know, Mr. Kendrick Murray, you know, he always got something to say, man, like all the time. You know, sometimes I throw a jab at him, but I don't really focus on this guy often. You understand? It seems like all their videos is about First Church. You know what I mean? You never see them put something out like this. And he's supposed to be a preacher or elder. You never seen Kendrick Murray put something out like this, ever. You know what I mean? He puts out on his YouTube channel, Tony Harvin Exposed. What does that have to do with, helping a person out in their soul salvation, and you a supposed pastor? So I was thinking about, maybe making a video, throwing a jab, but I got more ideas that I got to focus on versus him. But we'll see, though. We'll see. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. All right, Naomi Hope says, man, I don't want to go to prison, but I'll sit down if someone plays with mine. That's why, regardless, I stay prayed up and solo. No problem at Lady of Faith. We're coming to a conclusion. So if you got any last closing remarks, please leave it in the chat room. We have another live coming up. You know what I mean, around 6:30, 7 o'clock. There's a StreamYard Live, another conversational video. It's on water baptism. We're going to be discussing, the teachings of PJ on water baptism and whatnot. And, those two individuals that was in the chat room yesterday, I hope they come on to state what they was talking about and, you know how we do it, or whatever the case may be. I left some stipulations in the chat room, so I hope those who come on the panel, please read it. Please read it. You know what I mean? All right. Grant says, do you think false prophets ever get tired of talking about PJ? Out of all the things that go on in the world, they focus on PJ so much. Honestly, no. Honestly, no. You know what I mean? Honestly. A lot of them got a lot of jealousy in their heart, a lot of malice, a lot of pride. You know what I mean? Like Kendrick Murray. Kendrick Murray's a cornball, to me, honestly. He's a cornball. You understand? He'd rather focus more on First Church and the YouTubers. You know what I mean? We know he preached a lot of the Son of God and stuff like that, but he's a cornball. You know what I mean? Especially when he put a video with my name on it. He had like 3 videos or something like that. But you's an elder. You weren't about a YouTuber. A cornball. You understand? He took the videos that we put up personal. He takes stuff personal. As if we care. You know what I mean? A so-called elder taking things personal. I don't care. You know what I mean? We don't care what this guy put out. You know? He don't understand. I guess he don't understand the difference between a content creator and a preacher. You know what I mean? You listen, Mr. Kendrick Murray, you cannot go back and forth with a YouTuber on YouTube stuff. You cannot do that. That's like a baseball player trying to get in the boxing ring. You cannot do that. You know what I mean? Stick to preaching, stick to what you're doing. You understand? Because you will get embarrassed by YouTubers because they know how to create the thumbnails to make you look foolish. They know how to splice the videos up and stuff like that. You know what I mean? When you're stepping on a YouTube round with a YouTuber, that's not a good look for you at all. You understand? It's not. So you should have listened to your people, and in fact, take your own advice. Just don't even talk about Tony Harvin. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna utilize that, and I'm gonna turn it around and make you look like a fool. It's that easy. You understand? For a so-called elder to make a video about Tony Harvin exposed as if I'm a preacher. I ain't no preacher. I ain't no preacher. So what did you expose? You know what I mean? What did the man expose? And then you got his followers. Besides Cartel is young. We ain't talking about him. God's man for life, Gary. What up? You know his followers and whatnot. They come on here. They come on here. You know? They come on here and analyze. They listen to the conversations. What they talking about? What conversations they talking about now? Oh, they talking about water baptism now. Let's go back to Cornball Murray. Let's go report to him. You know what I mean? Folks, listen. A person could write, any type of letter about First Church. Here, read it. You know what I'm saying? It could just be like, just because. Here, read it. And believe it. Idiot. You understand? He's an idiot. Kendrick Murray. You know what I mean? He comes off as a tough guy. He's not. You understand? Kendrick Murray, you listening? Are you? You're a cornball. You understand? Your son who's next to you, who's a reader, he's a junior cornball. You know? You got the twins up there reading. Double mint twins cornballs. You know what I mean? The whole church there, a bunch of cornballs. You know? If you want to be a cornball, just go to Kendrick Murray Church. Just sit in his church and you'll be classified as a cornball. Man, y'all about to get me started, man. They done got me started. All right? We're going to stay on subject. But we're coming to a conclusion we coming to a conclusion and whatnot. You know, we like to have, you know, good laughs and whatnot and things of that nature, and what have you. As we talked about, you know, the so-called preacher who was arrested for, you know, these charges and whatnot. And we also talked about, you know, there are other so-called preachers out there. What's up to Tim Van? Tim Van, what up, what up, what up? Shout out to you. Hope all is well at Tim Van. You know what I mean? You said his whole video catalog is talking about PJ, what he teach. Blind teacher makes a blind people, Gino P. DJ Grant says, brother, you got to stay away from the book of Tooks and the book of Murray. Them books is scary, man. They are worse than the horror movies. Man, stay away. Oh, man. I was going to do a video today about this guy, man, but I wanted to talk about water baptism for sure. You know what I mean? So I wanted to play the messages from PJ and whatnot. You know? So as we come into a conclusion and what have you, once again, we have a StreamYard Live coming up around 7 p.m. That's in about an hour and a half. You know, for those who want to come on and have the conversation, about give the feedback in reference to the video of PJ, where he's preaching on water baptism and things like that. Kendrick Murray followers, you're more than welcome to come on there. You're more than welcome. Listen, Kendrick Murray himself can come on. You know, we'll have respect. You know what I mean? Kendrick Murray, L.C. Mathis, John McGregor, Luke Edmond, you know what I mean? Corey Minor, all of them. All the haters out there. You're more than welcome to come on and have a conversation. You're more than welcome. You will get treated equally. You know what I mean? I don't have too much pride. You understand? I'm a very humble guy. It's just that a lot of these fellas, they take certain things personal. When you make fun of them and make jokes of them, they take it personal. You know what I mean? But it's okay for them to make, you know, heinous comments and remarks. You know what I mean? It's crazy. All right? For sure, at Henry Ross, Lord willing, I'll see y'all in a bit. God bless to everybody out there. Hope everybody have a wonderful evening. I'm Tony Harvin as we covered this story about this false prophet and whatnot, Zachary King. You know, God bless to everybody out there. Appreciate that at Tiffany Johnson, Henry Ross, David B, all my channel moderators out there. You know what I mean? God bless to all of y'all. Tony Harvin, I'm signing off. Peace. Simple Faces, I can't stand Corey. Reminded that dude is Same's Venom. Snake's Venom. All right, peace out. Hey, Simple Faith, I'll be back on in an hour and a half, man. God bless everybody out there, man. I'm out. Peace.